only on the Grand Strand, but in the world. It's been featured in Forbes magazine, the Wall Street Journal, NBC, and many other publications. And now, the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Welcome to another weekend, and welcome to another edition of the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. I'm Dave Priest. Over the next 30 minutes, got lots of information to give to you, and we have lots of ways for you to maybe catch up on the information in case it goes past you too fast the first time. So let me give you some numbers. We will repeat these throughout the course of the next 30 minutes, but the phone number for Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group is 808-SOLD. That's 843-808-SOLD. You can go to the website that's been specially created for the show, BlakeSloanRadio.com. That's BlakeSloanRadio.com, or you can just listen really, really carefully. But if you missed any of that information, we will pass it along to you here very shortly and throughout the next 30 minutes during the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Without further ado, let's welcome him in. He is Blake Sloan.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Got a ton of great info for everyone. Brand new show this week. Talk about, the numbers are finally in from last month, and we're going to talk about, we know it's been a drama-filled year so far in regards to metrics and numbers, and we've been up, we've been down, and all over the place. So we'll talk about most recent numbers, where we're at here locally, how we compare to everyone nationally, and what the forward thinking is for everybody in the industry. We're talking about pretty much another separate topic is where the top experts in the industry right now are predicting home sales or home values are going to be in regards to the next 5 years, and what's going to happen year 2, year 3. We'll kind of cover what everybody's doing, the bulls and the bears, and kind of the average of the two. We're going to talk about what home sellers can expect at the end of the so-called summer market, and what's going to happen going into the fall and winter months, what they can do to really kind of separate themselves and get the most money for their house. And also talking about us as a company, our team and company are hiring some administrative and salespeople, and we've had so much growth. We're looking for more top-notch talent, to execute at a level we really want to, and it's just because we're so overloaded, and we're looking for top-notch talent in the sales and administrative side. It doesn't matter what industry you're in now. We'll talk a little about that, and of course the usual smoking hot deals, and sure to get access to the absolute best deals for anyone else.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to get to, as I said, and if you want to get in touch with us, you can at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. The address, once again, on the web is BlakeSloanRadio.com. But if you are new to the show, we've been on the air here for a couple of years, but if you are new to the show, just a little bit of an introduction on who Blake is. He's an industry leaders have called him the Real Estate Whiz Kid. Been featured in Forbes, the Wall Street Journal, on NBC, in Realtor magazine, on Fox and Trends, as well as other many national publications. You've heard the endorsements here on the radio station from Sean Hannity and Glenn Beck. Put those together, all of them, and it's just like unprecedented in the real estate industry. Now, Blake, every week you always start things off by kind of telling us about some of your patented information and the way that you trademark your systems and how they help both sellers and buyers. And again, for anybody who's new to the show, we want to make sure and start off that way again.
Absolutely, and it's something it's like so I'll say it over and over and over because it's the biggest mistake we see that home buyers, home sellers make. And what it is they make that big mistake of thinking that real estate agents are the same. They're a commodity. I know so and so, my friend who's in it. Could not be further from the truth. And what most people don't realize is that from A to Z in both the home buying process and the home selling process, there's 100 different variables. And so each and every one of those variable points, you can create positive leverage or negative leverage. And what we know is the single most important variable that determines your failure or success as a home seller or home buyer is 100% related to the agent that you choose. And what we've done is our systems have literally reverse engineered every single one of those variable points from A to Z, and both systems are totally separate for obviously buyers and the sellers, but to maximize the competitive advantage for our clients at every single one of those positions. And what we have for home buyers, our unfair advantage home buying system, where you get access to the absolute best deals through technology before most real estate agents know about them, access to the best financing, access to the best vendors and negotiation process from us through the process, to help you from an expert standpoint, really diagnose the data, what's going on, help make better decisions, to really give you the ultimate competitive advantage. And the same thing on the seller side, we have the only proven system that's step-by-step proven to sell homes faster, 2 times faster, up 20% more money in traditional methods. That's called our guaranteed sold system, and literally license these programs to other agents across the country. They're exclusive obviously to us here because I designed them, and flew around the country and looked at other companies in our industry, outside industry, internet marketing, everything, and really make sure that we're able to maximize everything and create maximum exposure for all of our seller clients to get their house sold faster, for more money. In every single one of those processes, A to Z is designed to give you the absolute best competitive advantage as a client.
All right. Well, we've got a lot of information, as we like to say, that we're going to be getting to throughout the course of the next 30 minutes. We're just scratching the surface right now of the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show. Coming up in a second, a little bit of an update on what the real estate market is doing, and numbers. We got numbers, interest rates, mortgage rates, it's all ahead here as we do the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show. If you missed any of the information, if you'd like to talk to Blake, you can at Sloan Realty Group, 808-SOLD. That's 843-808-SOLD. Again, the website, BlakeSloanRadio.com. That's BlakeSloanRadio.com.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. That's so effective at capturing local buyers from around the world that he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake's going to buy it. While most agents rely on yard signs and open houses that attract the occasional buyer, Blake attracts hundreds of buyers each month, which creates demand and helps your property sell fast and for top dollar. Now, that's why, on average, Blake sells a property every single day of the year and is ranked among the top 100 agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. If you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at Blake'sGuarantee.com.
Welcome back to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. We've got interesting things going on regionally, locally, nationally as far as the real estate market is concerned. Blake, why don't you give us the latest updates on that?
Absolutely. Finally got the new numbers in, and remember we've been talking about it in the past shows, up, it's down. You know, we kind of had a up past few months, which you knew was going to happen because the weather was so bad initially. Now we've gotten to the summer, and so this is results from July. Obviously, we get that in August. But the numbers came in where so far year to date, sales are up 6.4% so far from, first of the year till now, which is great. And condo sales numbers are actually lagging behind prior year's levels, which both were up tremendously last year. But that's just sales, not actual prices. But both single family homes and condo prices are up versus 2013, which is great. So if you look at July sales, the single family sales, the actual number in MLS, it was flat. Literally, last year, 2013, there was 497 sales, and 2014, 496. So only one off. And we actually sold a couple of for sale by owners that we took our buyers to, and so actually probably would be more if those aren't in the MLS. So looks really well comparative wise in regards to actual number of sales. Right? Remember, there's two parts: the supply and demand based, actual number of sales, and also average and median values. But inventory is up 8.0% from last year's level. It's a high since 2010, but at the same time, it's still healthy. I've mentioned this before. I have friends and people that I share ideas with back and forth in other areas of the country, and they have hardly any inventory. So it's so impossible to, there's hardly anything out there. If they get a new listing, it's gone in a day or two, and it's unhealthy. They're scared there's another bubble. So certain things that we're fairly healthy here in regards to having that, and we're still seeing, prices go up. And, we're also going into a seasonal decline in regards to inventory, but if you look at distressed inventory, which plays a big part in our prices we're about to get to, this distressed inventory is just foreclosures, distressed sales, desperate sellers. It's 23.3% below last year's level. So that's a great thing. I've said this on the news for literally 4 or 5 years now. You go back on YouTube and watch it, but I said the one thing that's going to get our market healthy is once all that shadow inventory and the backlogs of foreclosures get cleaned out and allow the free market to kind of fix itself. And that's what we're seeing now, where it's finally getting cleaned out, and we're allowing these values to recover. So if you look at single-family median sales price, which is what's most important, I think is a lot more accurate than average because it doesn't get thrown off as much. But it's strong at $195,000. It's up 6.9% since January last year. So huge numbers there. It's important because you got to think we had an increase last year, right, in values, and also an increase so far year to date, halfway through the year, up 6.9%. So huge. So it means you had a $100,000 house, right? Basically you're up, $6,900 in regards to that number. So it's great news for people there. And again, it's stable, where it's not too much where it's kind of out of control, or it's kind of gets real bubble-ish, like some of the areas like you see in Nevada and California, which is great. And one thing that you're kind of seeing that we always talk about, it's important to watch the now numbers, like supply and demand. If you look at the sold to list ratios, they're up to 97%, which is where it used to be back in 2006. And just kind of give you an example of where it was last year really quick. I'm going to pull it up. It was 93%. So what that means is people are paying more for listing. So if you had a house at $100,000, right? Last year that average sale will be $93,000 off. So basically $7,000 off list price. And now it's 97%, which is a strong number. Which that means there's more buyer demand, right? Less I guess saleable inventory. So in other words, when you see there's a huge increase in inventory, There's so many overpriced listings out there. There's kind of, we call it like the pond of like mush, where they're just going to sit there and expire like over half the homes do. But what you're seeing, the ones that are price deals that buyers see good value on, they're paying a lot higher. It means there's multiple offers coming in. It's much more competitive to the ones that are actually in the ball game, not the ones that are, way overpriced sitting on the sideline. So important, great stuff there, which means we're probably going to see prices continue to rise for a little while at least, based on those numbers where there's such an increase. Obviously, people are paying much higher towards asking price. Condo sales are lagging behind last year's numbers. They're doing 5.7% so far compared to July last year. July versus July is down 5.7. Year to date, we're down 4.0% in regards to sales numbers. Inventory is up a little bit, 2%. The key number here, which is helping prices, is distressed inventory is down for the 28th consecutive month in a row. That's a lot, less. And it's all about how you see. We saw almost it go through the demographics initially, kind of who it went through, like basically. Went to second homes and condos. Those were kind of the first ones that got foreclosed on because they let those go first. They had their primary back home. And so we're seeing that kind of go back through. But here's the key point where condo median sales in July slipped a little bit, 1.8%, but it's up 2% year to date. So that means even though we had less sales for these months, in a row, we're still up. And that's due to a lot less, distressed inventory. It's a lot of things that help there. So great news as a whole. Even with less sales, the value's up because that's what everybody cares about, right? How much am I going to get for my condo or for my house or whatever it may be? So median value is up 1.9% year to date, which is great news. On top of last year's great news, where it came up, significantly last year as well.
Now, we got a lot of numbers you just went through, but some of the most important numbers are right now, mortgage rates, interest rates. What are we looking at now?
Absolutely. It's the number one mismanaged variable, right? When people buy or sell, they're buying, usually they don't really kind of notice those or kind of go through that. But looking at where we're at with interest rates is still unbelievably low. It's right close to the 52-week low. We're at 30-year fixed rate is 4.17%. So great, unbelievable rate there. Like I said, we talked about before, I thought I was squeaking in at 4.25 when I finally, jumped off the sidelines and bought some, kind of listened to my own advice there. 15-year fixed, 3.30%. 30-year FHA is 3.75%. And jumbo 30-year fixed mortgage, 4.04%, which is, we've talked about, this is so rare for the jumbo to be less than a traditional, right? Because a jumbo loan's anything over $417,000. So it's great news for everybody, and definitely want to make sure you're jumping in because most people don't realize what the difference in borrowing costs. And, just looking at numbers now, let's say it's even 4.5%. You can get a $100,000 home, just the mortgage payment, right? The principal interest is $507 a month. You can get a very nice house for $100,000 here, which is unbelievable in kind of what you look at that. So really great stuff to look at there number-wise. There's another concern, though, where definitely a lot of information out of the Fed lately that their rates are going to go up. And one of basically got Blosser, who works with, is basically the Fed. He kind of came out saying that there's a lot of they're saying it's risky policy based on what they're doing. There's a lot of risk of inflation, and without getting into a big story, a lot of people kind of calling for a quicker rate hike, and for them to basically, complete the buying, the bond buying purchases, things like that. So there's a lot of pressure. We'll post some of that articles up there for everyone. But what that means, all right, now it's definitely looking like it's going up for sure. And where it's at, all the analysts, we talked about, you're looking at 5.0%, second quarter of 2015, 5.2, 5.4. And based on this most recent news where it talks about a lot of insiders are talking about, there's concern for inflation based on the Fed policy. So that means there's maybe a little sharper. And they say the longer they wait, the sharper it's going to be. They have to correct that because they don't want to have to chase it. It's kind of what a lot of stories are saying. So it's important to know, hey, look, it's definitely going up. You're thinking about it. Definitely want to make sure you manage the number one mismanaged variable, and that's the interest rate. Take a look at that, not as much as just home prices, but what you can afford and the cost of buying that, where 4.18%, 4.17% is ridiculously low, for sure.
All right, you are listening to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. We got a lot of information still to get to. And coming up next, got a hot fire alert. Also, if you're looking at what prices might be looking like in the future, Blake's going to get out his crystal ball and check that out in just a few minutes as well. It's the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show. If you'd like to get in touch with Blake, you can. His phone number is Sloan Realty Group. It's 808-SOLD, 808-SOLD. You can also go online to BlakeSloanRadio.com for all the information. That's BlakeSloanRadio.com.
Hello, Myrtle Beach. It's Glenn Beck. And if you need to sell your property, you don't have to experience all the headaches and long nights that I had to experience when I finally sold my home in Connecticut. Because you have a celebrity right in your backyard, Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group, that guarantees to sell your property at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake is going to pull out his checkbook and buy it himself. The Wall Street Journal ranks Blake among the top 100 real estate agents in North America, and I personally met Blake, and I can tell you that his national marketing program is unparalleled. Blake even gives you the option to get out of your contract at any point if you're not happy with his level of service, but you never will. He's the real estate agent I wish I could have called, Blake Sloan. Call him now at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or visit Blake's website and see his interview on NBC. That's Blake'sGuarantee.com. Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group.
Welcome back. It is the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Time now for today's Hot Buyer Alert. And this, like every week, in case you're not listening on a week-to-week basis, is just as hot as it gets. Now, Blake and his team working with just a host of home buyers who are looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area that range somewhere between $300,000 to $375,000. Now, if you have one of these and you're thinking of selling, you need to call Blake as soon as possible at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD, and you just can't get your hands on enough of these.
Man, it's unbelievable. Just that's especially the high end. We talk about numbers there, and we talked about it before. I don't want to go back into it again, but the most recent numbers even showed that the high end is exploding in regards to the actual numbers. I'm trying to pull it back up, but for $300,000 and above in the last 12 months, sales are up 25.2%, and that's the hardest thing for us to find. And you'll see there, I actually gave you that screenshot of how many active buyers we have right now.
Yeah, you got almost 9,500 active buyers that are looking on your websites right now to try to find homes in this area.
And that's no joke, and that's not like leads. You know, these aren't like people just like, okay, I'm just signed up, right? These are people who are searching daily. Like they're logged in, name, phone number. We talk to them, going back and forth with them. And here's this perfect example. I just pull it right now. I don't want to put them on blast out here publicly, but just right now, this Soretta Wright, a client of ours, last visit 0 minutes ago. Average price $602,000. Basically 16 favorite properties, 124 different properties that she's liked or started with it. I mean, there's so much that we have, and over and over and over. Another one, Bob Short, on here 3 minutes ago. Average price here for $183,000. 60 favorites, and the problem is, there's not as much inventory out there that we're really able to find that and see. And that's our biggest challenge. And it's over and over and over. I don't want to keep going and bore anybody, but definitely have another 38 minutes ago. Another one, 600,000. It's kind of the thing that we're making sure that if you have something you're thinking about selling, calls. We'll tell you. We had a couple people call the past 2 weeks, and they're like, hey, listen to the radio show, think about selling. We kind of went with them and say, look, here's the deal. You're probably not going to get what you need for it based on it. And they knew that. They kind of expected that, but it's always worth checking and seeing. We're like, hey, look, we'll just wait till next year as prices continue to rise. The one last individual, he had built at the peak. Was kind of hoping was able had put on the market a while ago. One was not successful. It had like 0 showings. We went, here's what we do, but at the same time, we're so good at what we do because we tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Right.
And so we say, look, here's the deal. We have a ton of buyers, but they're probably not going to pay exactly what you need number-wise. And we see that with people at the very, very peak, if they kind of add a lot of certain features they liked or did certain things to it. But call us, check, submit to it. We can get you a value either online, go to our website, click there's a free 30-second home value thing you can get. Call us. Like I said, we come from a more consultative standpoint. We have so much, we don't need to try to sell you to do something like with a lot of agents that do like, onesie twosie by themselves, or if you look at the average agent sells 4 homes a year, you tell them you want to sell, what they're going to do, they're going to try to do everything to get you to list just in case because they're hoping that, right? Us, we track everything. We know the expense that we spend per listing to market, massive amount of money we spend to market, but we know they get results as long as it's sellable, right? We know I can take this $10 here, it's going to return $100 back, but on listings that we know won't sell, it's going to hurt both of us, right? Because you're paying, and that's the number one thing I see that agents do over and over and over, right? They aren't selling enough. They have that commission breadth or whatever it is, and they just kind of list it and they pray it sells, right? Or they try to say, well, maybe I'll get a buyer off of it. And that's the biggest disservice. It makes me literally livid to see it happen. That's why, look at stats, over 50% of homes fail to sell in the market, even when it's, up now in a way. So it's something just kind of make sure that you watch and still call us. Like I said, it's no hassle. It's easy. We have VIP concierge that can answer any of your questions instantly, get your info, and be able to get into something later on. So that's just kind of a whole overview. But there's massive amount of buyers we have that are looking, and those are all price ranges. That's just what the hardest part for us to find inventory now is. But it doesn't matter if you're 100, 200, 300, a million, 2 million call us because we have so many buyers that are looking to buy, and our biggest challenge is finding the inventory that matches what they want, because obviously people now know what they're doing. They're not just going to settle for anything, and they're kind of looking around a lot, and that's one of the biggest challenges that we're seeing for sure.
Now, you've already told us some of the stats that are going into the past and what's going on right now currently, but what's going to be going on in the future? Do you have any crystal ball that you can kind of look in and see where prices might be heading over there?
We've been kind of looking at and studying a lot, and there's a lot of different studies that have been around, kind of what everyone thinks, and there's a lot of combos. And so they basically, there's a home expectation survey that's sent out to a lot of, Pulseonomics does it, sent to a lot of a panel basically of 100 economists, certain real estate experts, and investment market strategists. But everybody's saying, where's it going over the next few years? And the results as a whole, basically they're saying, as a whole, home values appreciate 4.5% in 2014 nationally. Obviously, it's going to appear some areas are faster than others. Like, for example, in some of the most recent info, the South really performed a lot better than some of the, like, for example, if you look at year over year in the South, sales are up 8.4%, versus in the West, it's actually sales are down 1.7%. So, long story short, as a whole, they're up 4.5 is what everybody's saying. 2014, the average annual appreciation will be 3.94% over the next 5 years. The cumulative appreciation will be 19.7% by 2018. So that's strong. If you look at, people always been waiting on the sidelines, want to buy the bottom. We all know most places have scraped the bottom at least for a while. You're looking at 19.7% increase by 2018, and even say that experts that made the most bearish quartile of the survey are still projecting cumulative appreciation of 11% by 2018. So the other numbers were pretty much an average of both. So that's kind of a great news for everybody to kind of say, all right, here's what's happening. We know rates are probably going to go up. We're already seeing prices go up. Here locally, we saw prices start to rise ever since the end of March last year. So we kind of all know that's a part there from the whole going forward. So anyways, that's great news for everyone. Like I said, it's a lot more confidence. And here, like I said, we're not as concerned as that not happening as some of the areas that may be bubble-ish, like Dallas or Austin or something like that.
And if you want to get part of that, that growth that's going to be happening over the next few years, you've actually got an opportunity for people to join in the fund.
Yeah, and this is something that I really wanted to do. I don't want to just like post something on Craigslist. Is that I want people who are, what we do in our culture in our office and team, we operate strictly as a team. And our culture is we over-deliver in every aspect to our clients, whatever it is. I'm fanatical about that, right? Because it's something that we're good at. I like winning. I like winning in everything that we do. But at the same time, it really helps everyone else there. So we're looking for talented people who are achievers in both the administrative side and also the sales side. And we're not looking for anybody that, I'm not as concerned about what your sales history is or in real estate prior. Our best people on both the sales side, administrative side, I like taking people from other industries. We have a full, I have a separate, association that we train real estate agents with. They get into that and we're able to teach them the right way. A lot of times it's hard for me to teach older agents new tricks, whatever you call it, or break the old habits. But we're looking for, what we're looking for trait-wise is overachievers. Are you an overachiever since sports and school, whatever it may be? But people who want to look, to get on the ground floor, rewarding compensation, knowing they're providing services that help change lives in regards to actually being good and help people sell the largest asset. But also people who want to be excited about going to work every day, right? Look forward to doing something you can help do this more importantly, that build an actual career that's financially rewarding. And that's the other part is we'll challenge you to do more, to learn more, and we hold you accountable to that, like a coach or anything, because it's that important we over-deliver to our clients, both on the administrative side, both on the sales and buyer side. And, that's the one thing we want people who have high integrity, who have they don't give up. They're able to, because that's the type of people that we want on our team. That's the type of people our clients want, right? They want the person that's winning. Just like if you get in trouble, you want a lawyer, do you want somebody that's just going to go through the motions, or you want somebody who's the absolute best, that's for lack of a better word, like an animal that's, really going to do that. It's the same thing here, but at the same time, we're looking for smart, hungry people who have that past or that history of winning in what they do. It doesn't matter what it is, or it doesn't matter where they start at, with their job or life. They want to get to that next level, And we've had so much growth, and we have, so many opportunities falling off the table. We're looking to expanding here in other areas. And my biggest challenge that's held us, from where we need to go is talent. So I'm now, speaking that everywhere. Anybody's, you can basically email us. I think it's mail@blakesloanradio.com, or go to it. You basically send, resume, why you think you're the best for the opportunity. And, obviously we have sales and administrative opportunities there. but that's our biggest things. And we had brand new agent who just graduated Coastal, sharp young guy, only 22 years old, and he put 3 homes under contract in his first 3 weeks. And at that point, by the time he hit the ground running, he's already trained, already went through our certification process,
right,
and probably knew more than most agents who have been in the business for 5 or 10 years. In regards to that, clients love him. That's just, a way to get in quickly. And we also, even on the sales side, we have opportunities for salary plus commission, and that's a big concern for a lot of people. Like, I want to get in real estate, but I can't go, 8 months without, getting a commission or something. So here, we have options for both, and it just kind of depends. But the whole thing, we're looking for winners who we can help win bigger.
Right.
And that's the one thing that's so most important. It doesn't matter if you're administrative, if you're sales, we have opportunities there because we're looking to expand here in other markets, and also here is going to be the hub for us to be able to expand those other markets for sure.
Well, you got, in case you want to, go to the website, BlakeSloanRadio.com, and if you want to email, you can ask at BlakeSloanRadio.com.
That was it. Ask, yeah, I couldn't remember that, yeah.
That's okay. Ask at BlakeSloanRadio.com is the email address, or you just go to the website, BlakeSloanRadio.com, and navigate around there, and they'll be able to help you out one way or the other if you're interested in joining the Blake Sloan team. We'll be back in just a second. Hot deal of the week. We'll finish off the show next.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach,
Like 3 minutes?
the national marketing plan
3 minutes, probably.
you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. It's so effective at capturing local buyers from around the world that he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake's going to buy it. While most agents rely on yard signs and open houses that
We only have a couple minutes when we get back here, so do you have anything that you can do, or you just want to talk about the hot deal of the week, or what you want to do?
I got 2 things I'll talk real quick, yeah.
Okay.
Agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. If you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at Blake'sGuarantee.com.
It's the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan from Sloan Realty Group. 808-SOLD or BlakeSloanRadio.com is the website. Just got about a minute or so left here, Blake. How do we want to finish up the show?
2 quick things. So, quick deals. Deal of the week, we have Grand Dunes home foreclosure. One of the largest in the section there. Unbelievable deal, right in 700s. And also another Waterway home. That's a foreclosure right in the 300s. That's a steal. Large land, dock, deep water. And it's a great deal. You can go to our site, check it out. There's a free link where you can sign up to get priority access before anyone else gets foreclosure, distress sales, desperate sellers, all the best deals to give you advantage of the buyer. And one thing, too, that we maybe touch next week a little bit, but one thing, anybody out there, we have vendor alliances where if you need somebody to help the best plumber that get a discount, we have so much volume, we get you discounts through our tried and trusted electricians, plumbers, everything. So reach out to us. We're here to help. And if you have a show topic you want us to talk about, go online to our site, submit it, because I'm here to talk about whatever anybody wants to serve, community, what people want to know, but at the same time try to provide value to them. So if you have a question, go on there, post it, whatever topic you want, let us know, and we'll definitely make sure we cover it the next show.
Yeah, definitely. And again, the address for the website is BlakeSloanRadio.com, BlakeSloanRadio.com, and to email Blake with either your questions, your show topics, or if you're interested in joining the team, is ask at BlakeSloanRadio.com.
And don't be shy, definitely. And you got send it our way, and we'll definitely cover it for you.
Yeah, you never know unless you ask. So ask at BlakeSloanRadio.com. Blake, thanks for everything.
Thanks a lot. Talk to you guys next week.
All right, next week, once again, we'll do it as the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan.
Hello, Myrtle Beach. It's Glenn Beck. And if you need to sell your property, you don't have to experience all the headaches and long nights